What's the deal with the orange infantry counters? Yes, thank you for putting us back on topic. So the orange ones are historical units which have some kind of history or event associated to them. So it's basically a warning, don't change their templates, because they will evolve over time, most likely. Same with the black ones. These are the SS units, they will evolve over time. So you can't make any extra ones, but they will improve. We have a couple of units here which are not assigned. Couple of infantry ones. There's another tank division. Those are infantry. Let's move you up there. Oops. Oh, that's now another full army. So we actually have 3 full armies of infantry at this point. That's what the guys I started making, was it? No. And you're actually almost fully equipped, so we are going to have a 4th Panzer Division before too long. Okay, now let's see if there's any kind of production which we are just so ridiculously in the black for. I mean, infantry guns to an extent. SS field uniforms. Machine guns. It's really difficult to judge this because all of this stuff has just one factory on it. Machine guns, 1. SS uniforms, 1. Infantry guns, 1. We have that many infantry guns, which does kind of suggest that maybe I need to add something to them. Like, what uses infantry guns? Infantry divisions do, but they don't use a lot of them. Only 6. Artillery guns don't use any. So it's literally just infantry divisions. So we could stop producing them, but then I just know that I'm going to forget to produce them again in the future. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to move the production for which I do genuinely need to be producing a lot of stuff for. Panzer 1s we probably don't need to make anymore, so we can just cancel those. Because we are switching entirely to Panzer 2s. Panzer 4s we can start making. And Panzer 3s when they become available. When's the Panzer 3 available? A month and a bit. Fighters, CAS, medium bombers, transports is not vital. Guns are. They're probably the most vital. As are field uniforms. We use a lot of those. Horse transports. We need a lot of those. Light vehicles we need more of. We'll put them under the tanks, I think. See, SS field uniforms we have so many of, I think I can just turn that off. Light vehicles we'll put under tanks. You know what, fighters we'll put above tanks. Very much doing this in order of like how many of these things we need. Aircraft in general I'm happy to continue making. Support equipment I think we do need, but we have quite a few. So we can probably drop that back a bit. Light artillery we'll likely need more of. Let's say after Stuka we'll go up to 3. Mountain artillery, just 1. Medium artillery we probably need slightly less of than CAS. Or medium bombers rather. Anti-air equipment. I mean, this stuff is all kind of there. Heavy infantry can go there. Mountain artillery can go after mountain warfare. Mechanized. See, I would like to increase the amount of mechanized in our units. So I would say that mechanized goes after medium artillery. Artillery trucks, probably about here. Same with you. Transport trucks. We do need a lot more transport trucks. Probably about the same as mechanized. No, we have more factories allocated. Yeah, probably about there. Machine guns we have about 1 million of, so I'm going to reduce production of those. Likewise with infantry guns, we just don't need them. Mortars, same thing. So I'm going to say that the mountain units is probably less important than the AT, recon and all that stuff. Garrison maintenance might be quite important, I don't know. Let's put that under support. Like, these things we don't have a huge number of, so I'm kind of happy just letting them tick along. And this has actually freed up 5 extra factories for us. So let's stick those on aircraft temporarily, and then we'll start ratcheting up our tank 3s when they become available. Because we do actually have the aluminium to do that. Did we ever finish the chromium storage and everything? No. Okay. Carry on. Fuel supplies going up. Intelligence agency is still being worked on. Alright, cool. So chat and Mord assume we're looking late war, then with this mod as Mord appears to be behind, but I have not played Black Ice since Artifact 3. I mean, it's only 1937. We're not exactly far through yet. Hoi for a nutshell, you think you have enough a week into the war and you know, you do not have enough. Yeah, I mean, anything which I have like 4,000 of, whereas there are some other things which I have a negative. Especially like field uniforms at the moment, I feel like I need a lot more of. Horse transports. In fact, let's see what we have a big surplus. Artillery, except for medium. Infantry equipment, uniforms. Horses. Light artillery. You know what, heavy artillery we are short on, so let's put you with the mediums. Those I think we will... no, if I want to make more infantry divisions, we're going to need more of them. Let's reduce the amount of guns we're making. Let's slightly reduce the number of uniforms. Then we'll go to 3 in each of those. Okay. Agent captured. While deployed behind enemy lines, Felix Reichmann was captured. Alright, so we are going to need to rescue a captured agent. Resume the mission when you're done. You work on that. Commence and ready. Go. I'm also going to prioritize garrisons and operations just to make sure that those get kit as and when they need them, so I don't need to worry about the operations any more than I already do, which is not a lot. There goes invisible ink. Yeah. I really like the invisible ink text. Just make our intel gathering as efficient as possible. That's my main use of intel. Okay, so our units arrived back home. Congratulations. And you, even though you're the Panzer Division 3 at the moment, want to become a Panzer 36 together with your comrades. And there we go. Albania buy some weapons? Sure. What did we research? Ah, doctrine. I think that you... Oh, right. I forgot that these are actually locked behind dates. So this is going to be Command, Operational Support, Special Forces. Leader skill bonuses plus 10% sounds like would be good. Antimicrobials and electronic computing. So you just finished that one. Let's get the immunization advances. Time to get the vaccines. And then you were another industry technology. More efficient fuel refining sounds like it would be useful. Research tab feels a bit like Stellaris. Yeah, I must admit, actually, of all the things in Stellaris, the thing that's probably grown on me the most is the way that they handle research. I really wasn't sure that I would like the randomized aspect of research as it comes in, but it actually does add a fair amount to the game. And it means that the alternate research techs, or abilities, are genuinely useful, because it gives you more of the random options. And I'm sure that if I played more of Stellaris, I'd start to understand like which technologies lead to what. But as it is, I'm just kind of like, ooh, fancy stuff, yay! To Moss Forever, thank you very much for the follow, welcome to the channel. And Mr. Padres fan, thank you very much for the Prime, welcome to the Maudlings, good to have you joining us. Hello. Artillery is done. 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 We're going into the future. Oh, no we're not. This is all infantry stuff. Never mind. Nope, there's still a lot more stuff to do here. Wait, you can do radio? You shouldn't be able to do radio. I could have sworn that somebody else was doing radio. Wait, is Red? Yes, you couldn't do radio. Garrison upgrades. Support, there's nothing. Garrison upgrade it is. We're actually going to be ahead of time in infantry equipment at this pace, which I'm okay with. But we really do need to research radio soon. Right, the other thing I was doing was naval stuff, because I want to start adding you to proper units. This is technically a battle fleet. You're destroyers, you're type 24s. So you're short range destroyer. You're a short range cruiser. You would technically be in with them. And then these are destroyers, which are escorts, so you're going to go with that. And you, I'm going to go shift control, shift train. And basically any ships which aren't already trained, go get trained. Okay, free factories. Let's do this first of all though. So we can now go for the Office of Armaments and Defense Economy, which will give us George Thomas, the Ruthless Pragmatist, which will give us 5% more construction speed for everything. So you're an available political advisor. George Thomas. We literally have space for one political advisor, which is currently Hermann Goering. Production efficiency growth would also be nice. Would cost 120 to bring him in. That's probably a cost worth paying for extra construction. Or we can get to the free factories sooner. The free research. Actually, not necessarily. We can only actually get these two in that time. Yeah, let's do this. Because by the time this is finished, we should have the 120 political power required to change you. Let's go for one more gun. We can always take you off guns once the tanks are available, which will be very soon. Have we built a battle fleet worthy of Mordred? We've built a raiding fleet worthy of Mordred. We are working on the raiding fleet worthy of Mordred. Which is why we're building quite a few light cruisers at the moment. Though they are taking their sweet time. Paris Universal Exhibition. France is proud to launch the great fanfare of the Universal Exhibition of 1937. In Paris, over 101 hectares, 44 countries showcase their pavilions around the themes of arts and techniques applied to modern life. Nearly 32 million visitors will rush to come. At the time, Paris rule retained the Chaillot Palace, the Palace of Discovery and the Palais de Tokyo. The spirit of new modern art triumphs everywhere. The world wants to believe for a moment that the exhibition will finally bring together everything that unites men, but circumstances have placed the monumental Soviet and German pavilions across from each other. This will lead to them challenging each other, one with a 25-metre statue of the worker and the coloured woman brandishing a sickle and a hammer, the other a monumental sculpture of an eagle holding a swastika in its talons. A huge global success. Well done, France. Our land ships will sail from Paris to Moscow. And now I want to see a tank with a sail. After signing the Anglo-Egyptian Alliance Treaty on the 26th of August 1936 and the ratification on the 22nd of December of the same year, Egypt made true on one of the main incentives given to Egypt for signing such a pact, being recognised as a full independent state and thus being eligible to join the League of Nations as a full member. I have aeroplanes in the sky. Oh, right, because you guys are just drilling. That's why we're low on interceptors too, and I'm not actually building interceptors, which is fine. Because you guys are mostly here just to give me army experience. Speaking of which... Oh, that's only for 90 days. So that's an extra operative forever. Oh, but we can do this while we're at war. These ones we can't. So these ones we want to continue doing. And it does look like the command power buff is a one-off, the better command. So I think I do want to wait until either Army War Games or Naval War Games. I think the price does go up by 25 every time you do it. So let's do the Army War Games next, because I think we already did the Naval ones. Xinjiang declared war on Xinjiang. New technology, this is no purpose. I think probably more of this. Well, we don't necessarily need the factories in the state yet. Production efficiency cap actually sounds really good, because that's the kind of thing we're kind of working on developing right now, is production efficiency cap. The magazine fort raid. The IRI raided the magazine fort in Dublin. Though they managed to mostly seize Irish munitions, they were reclaimed very shortly afterwards, and many IRA volunteers were caught and arrested. Many high-ranking IRA members were executed, and the Orangutas have been given emergency powers to deal with the crises. Good for them. And there is the Panzer II-C. So now we want to start working on the Panzer III. And I just realised, that's the Panzer II. We haven't actually got a Panzer III yet. So I guess we're developing more Panzer IIs. Or building more Panzer IIs and upgrading the ones we have. Okay. It's June. One of the things which has been looming was this. In the German Wehrmacht, before and during World War II, infantry divisions were raised as part of the designated Austung Welle deployment wave, or wave, sometimes translated as a draft. The Aufstiegswelle system was adopted by the Wehrmacht in late 1938. Peacetime units were the first wave, and 34 other waves followed until the 35th wave in April 1945. Several types of divisions were organised by the Aufstiegswelle, including infantry, security, shadow, and Volksgrenadier. So we can do this. Cost us 10 political power, which we can afford. In June 1937, the unit was renamed, this time to the Wache Regiment Berlin. The recruitment system was reworked, with postings no longer on divisional lines, but instead individual soldiers were posted to the unit for a 6-month tour of duty. A supply company was added to the regiment's order of battle. In World War I, Germany had been more of a political concept than a nation, and most divisions were still named after their region, i.e. Saxon, Prussian, Bavarian, Baden. Under the NSDAP, the country had finally united as a true Deutschland, but this was only part of the party's plans for a greater Germany, encompassing all Germanic peoples under one banner, and with its capital in Berlin, to be renamed Germania when it became the Infantry Regiment Grossdeutschland. The Wache Regiment Berlin provided escorts and guards of honour for state visits, conferences, and the Olympic Games. So formed the Wache Regiment Berlin. Which I'm assuming, yeah, give me a free unit. Whoa, he's good. Or not. Well, that's a real bodyguard unit. I mean, they're elite. They're super elite. Same as my tanks are. The Chinese United Front forms. Chiang Kai-shek and the Mao Zedong have issued a joint announcement declaring that they have set aside their differences in the face of Japanese attack. Both sides will observe a strict policy of non-aggression towards each other for as long as the war against Japan lasts, and have vowed to do everything in their power to throw back the invader. A number of smaller warlords have also declared their support, putting their forces under the command of Chiang Kai-shek. Whether the long-time enemies of the Chinese Civil War will actually work together remains to be seen, and many experts believe this will do little more than delay the inevitable defeat of China. Xinjiang Army just joins the Chinese United Front. So does Jinbai Yang, Guangxi, Jibai Sanma, Shandong. Okay, so you are here to, yeah, guard Berlin. East Berlin, I think, is the capital, right? Let's put you there, just in case. Shaanxi joins the Chinese United Front. Sichuan also does. Black Ice mod, High 431 is crazy. Yep, and this is, I believe, made by the same people. And it is also crazy. Hey. Ugh. Don't know why, but your name just always gives me a kick. Okay, we got the Stuka bomber. Cool. Foreign volunteers in British Raj. Alright, more zooms. Heavy Cass? Like, we've researched pretty much all the others. Oh, no, we haven't. We want to grab these as well. I want to get the upgraded recon planes. Are we actually making recon? I somewhat doubt that we are. You know what, when we get the new one, we'll put a single factory on recon planes. That's usually enough. And something is obsolete. Oh, it might even be... Ah, yes, the cast. Duh. So this is the 87B instead of the A's. Make it happen. In fact, if you can upgrade planes to this new model, please do. Yunnan joins the Chinese United Front. Cool. So how long am I going to be working on the new Panzer? 158 days. I really screwed up not getting the Panzer IIIs first. Office of Armaments and Defence Economy is done. So now we can get the Industrial Resource Plan. Focus all of our political efforts on building up the resources industry in a giant leap forwards. That's going to give us 150 more steel. Which, yeah, is quite a bit. And it is now possible for us to switch out Goering for George Thomas. Which will give us the extra 5% production speed, which I really do like the sound of. everything gets done faster. Now we have the chromium done, so we can start importing extra chromium. And we'll actually start to build up a little bit of a surplus. There we go, surplus is coming in. Might as well stop building transport planes. I mean, it's just one factory. I don't really have a problem doing that because I find the transports are situationally really useful. Like if you're in a really, really bad supply area, having a couple of transport planes on hand to fly in extra supply can be really handy. What's the general theme of the mod? Not heard of it, just more complexity. It's like super in-depth. It tries to turn this more into a war game as opposed to a arcade game. Transports would be really helpful in Russia. Yeah, Russia is definitely one of those areas where they definitely come into their own. Okay, we successfully rescued our operative. You are not spying on Argentina as you should be. That's annoying that that resets. Get back to work. I wish it was possible to say, like, once you have 100% intel, start doing propaganda. Continue to... That's ahead of time. Right, because that's how doctrines work. Okay, Naval. I would very much like to get some of these destroyer ones done. So destroyer fleet operations priority or destroyer patrol operations. Sub-detection, depth charges organization, or surface detection, torpedo attack organization. No. We are definitely submarine detection. Your job is securing my shipping lines. Amelia Earhart disappears. The famous aviator Amelia Earhart, the first woman to complete a solo flight across the Atlantic, has disappeared with her navigator Fred Noonan. We're going to have 3 of those, so we're going to need 9 to 12 cruisers. Plus the 2 extras that we're building. Huzzah! Oh no, those are actual battleships. Those are not patrol ships, unlike you. So we're going to have 1 more patrol ship, which is going to be 4 patrol ships. So ideally we'll have 16 light cruisers with that. Yeah. Okay, that should actually be a fleet. Huzzah! So at the moment we have 5. We've got another 4 coming in. That's going to be 9. We need a lot more than that. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.